Hello, this is Carrie Fell. Welcome to my studio. I recently walked downtown to the post office and took a bunch of pictures on my way. So today I'm going to draw this scene of Charlotte Street and Falmouth. So I got a new sketchbook. It's Stillman and Byrne Beta series. From the description it sounded like the proper one for ink and watercolor. We'll see. I like hardcover books. I could only find this one in softcover from the store I was shopping at, which is okay. So this is my first drawing. It's from a photo. I went for a walk downtown and took some pictures on downtown Sydney, Nova Scotia. And right now I'm just erasing my pencil marks. This is my first sort of streetscape this large. I've been working in a little tiny sketchbook, so this one is big for me. So I'm just erasing the pencil marks now, and I'm going to go in with some watercolor and see how the page takes the watercolor, and see whether I like this sketchbook for future use. So the first thing I'm doing is just dropping some plain water into the sky area, and then I can add pigment after, and it will stay only in the wet areas and not run down through all the buildings. So I'm dropping in some ultramarine. There might be a touch of phthalo blue in there too to brighten it up a bit, and I'm just kind of letting it go where it wants to in the sky. I'm painting the pavement with a mixture of ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, and I'm trying to vary the color as I move across the page so that it's not all uniform and it has a little more interest, with some of it looking more brown and the other parts looking more bluish gray. And the sidewalk is getting the same treatment in this first pass by. So the big building in the foreground is quite dark. I'm not sure if it's actually black in reality, but I'm not going to paint it black. Black tends to deaden everything. So I'm using an indigo, because even if the building was black, there would be some sky reflection which would blue it up a little bit. So I think this indigo actually reads as black. So that's what I'm going with. And I didn't really plan it out ahead of time. I probably should have stayed over to the left of that pole so that the colors would blend in. I'm getting to know how the paper works, and I'm finding that the paint doesn't really travel much. What I mean is the color's basically staying where I put it. So it's drying where it is, and when I try to butt up another color up to it, it sort of makes a line. It's quite obvious as the pigments don't sort of move along and blend with what's already there. So that's one thing with this paper. It's also very smooth paper, so I'm not seeing any granulation or interesting texture or anything happen when I put it down. It's going on smoothly, and but not evenly, because it's not spreading. One of the challenges of this image is that the sun is directly behind me where I'm standing, and as a result we're not seeing many shadows. the building doesn't have a dark side and a lighter side to help show depth. Everything is going to be a little flatter than if we had a definite light source from on one side or the other. So um, I'm not going to try to fake it. I'm going to keep it the way it is with the light source where it is, and we're just going to have the angles of the lines show depth. So we're going to use the vanishing points to show the depth rather than uh, too much light dark shading the different faces. Now this is a 2-point perspective. We have vanishing points just off the page on both the right and the left, and all lines, because these are streets and the buildings are lined up to each other, the lines will either head off to the vanishing point on the right or to the vanishing point on the left. So I'm just going to keep working all over the painting, do each of the buildings, their base color, and then once I'm done that, I can go in and check out the details and make areas lighter. Make areas darker where need be, and do trims and some of the smaller things. I'm really curious to see what you think about this. My other drawing videos, I've just put on some music and let the painting roll with no commentary at all. I've just kind of let the music run and while the paintbrush is going. I have this video going at double speed. It would be very long if I did it in real time. So everything is double speed, no faster. Yeah, I'm curious to see if you like the commentary or if you'd rather I just shut up and either leave it quiet or play some music while you see the painting happening. I'm not actually able to talk while I'm painting. I use completely different parts of my brain for painting and speaking, and when one is in gear, the other one shuts off. So I've tried to give a commentary or a description while I'm painting, and all that happens is I go silent while I concentrate on what the paintbrush is doing. So I have to record the painting and then my commentary on top. Also, during this particular painting, my neighbor's dogs were barking continuously, non-stop, the whole time I was painting, and they're right outside the window of my studio, so even if I had been able to record anything, it wouldn't have been very usable. So I'm doing the cars, and this is way out of my comfort zone. I'm not sure if I've ever painted cars before. They're not of a whole lot of interest to me. But they're there on the street. That's why they're part of this painting, to show some reality. So I'm concentrating on lights and darks and shapes. When they're at a 3/4 view like that, you can't draw what you think you know about vehicles. You have to sort of make sure you're looking, and the foreshortening really does change the shape of it. So these are stones that are on the front of this part of the building. There's a hairdresser in business right here in the front, and they sort of have a stone facade, so that's why this is going on not smoothly, but trying to look a little more stone-like. I'm absolutely fascinated with the whole concept of urban sketching. Now, I know I'm not urban sketching here because to be truly urban sketching, I should be doing it on location. I should be sitting on the street corner and painting from life. But this is the next best thing. This is from a photograph that I took myself. So this is my own composition, and I'm painting it in my sketchbook, painting what I saw that day. And true urban sketching is done on location, and I look forward to doing that this summer. The day I was out here, it was still a little chilly, and I wasn't gonna sit down and freeze. So that's why I took a photo. But I'm looking forward to warm weather, hot weather, and getting out and doing urban sketching on the street. I think it's a fascinating concept. Um, even things have changed even since I've moved here to Nova Scotia. I've been here 3.5 years now, and the downtown has already changed, and buildings have disappeared. New buildings are going up, and I want to capture some of that, as you know, these memories, as I see things changing. And so, I can look back and go, oh, I remember that building, when it's not there anymore, or has had some significant changes. So, um, yeah, just capturing the memories is exciting, and not doing it perfectly. If I don't need to make straight lines. I don't need to have it be perfect, because it's still recognizable. I still know what it is, and other people still know what it is, which is really cool. Sydney's a lovely old city. It's, old. It has wires and poles everywhere. None of the electricity runs underground. It's just strung from pole to pole, and big messes of it in some places, um, which I'm not really used to seeing. So at first I thought, oh, messy, but now I see it as character and interest, and there's lines. And earlier I painted one of the parking meters just below this house here. You can see a sort of a crooked parking meter there. They're the old fashioned parking meters, where you put your coins in, and you can still get 1 hour of parking for $1. So you put your loonie in there, and you'll get a full hour of parking. And it does take right down to nickels. So you can even put a nickel in for, I think it's 2 minutes of parking. The downtown does have some beautiful old buildings that are well over 100 years old, with some amazing architecture, and I'm going to get to those. I'm definitely going to be painting them. So many of those old buildings have been lost, and these little more ordinary type buildings have gone up in their place. And everything is worth recording. So there's history and interest in everything. So I want to capture it all. I think I'll just let the music run now and let you enjoy the painting process.